A small community in Knox County woke up to tragedy this morning. You are taking a live look from Chopper 4 at the scene where a man shot and killed Danville police officer Thomas Cottrell. The first reports of gunfire came in just after 11:30 last night from the Danville Police Department. We now know the man who fired the gun was out with the mission to kill police officers. Thanks for joining us for NBC4 Midday. I'm Matt Barnes.
I'm Katie Farrell. We do have team coverage of this heartbreaking story. We begin with NBC4's Katie Love. She spoke with members of this small town who are absolutely devastated by the loss of one of their finest. But first, we're joined by Marcus Thorpe, who has more on just what led up to this shooting. Good morning, Marcus. What have you learned?
And good morning. This is certainly a true tragedy in every sense of the word. An officer simply doing his job was actually shot and killed right outside of where he actually checks in every single day to do his work, and seemingly targeted for the uniform he wore by a man with a big criminal past. This morning, a nation, a state, and a small village here saddened and devastated with the death of an officer. This all started with a call to the Knox County Dispatch Center from a woman stating that police officers in Danville were in danger. She told dispatchers her ex-boyfriend, Herschel Ray Jones, had left with weapons and was looking to kill an officer. Calls went out to Danville police, and about 25 minutes later, Danville police officer Thomas Cottrell was found on the ground behind the Danville Municipal Building. He was dead. His service weapon had been taken, and his cruiser was missing as well. Instantly, investigators and first responders started going everywhere, a statewide search trying to find the person responsible for the death of that officer. About 2 hours later, a suspect was found running from a home on East Washington Street. After a short foot chase, the suspect, identified as Herschel Jones III, was taken into custody by officers around Danville Park. All morning, investigators from BCI spent time at that home on Washington Street, taking evidence, taking pictures, trying to put together a case against the suspect. A short distance away from that scene, the cruiser of the dead officer was also discovered. It was towed away and will be looked at as part of the evidence. Now, we had a chance to look through the criminal past of Herschel Jones III, and it is extensive. Released from prison in April of 2015. He was sentenced to 3 years, 11 months in jail for receiving stolen property, as well as illegal possession of chemicals for manufacture of drugs. And we just recently looked even closer in Knox County Court. He was actually just recently investigated for something that happened in October, facing charges on that. Now, let's go back even further. Some of this dates back to 2009, 2008, even 2001. So we're talking about 14 years or so here. Those charges in 2009, including burglary. In 2009, also convicted of receiving stolen property. 2008, convicted of breaking and entering. 2007, convicted of carrying a concealed weapon. In 2002, convicted of intimidation of a witness. We have a dead officer here, and that certainly is tragic. So many people reaching out through social media and also here in the community. NBC4's Katie Love continuing our team coverage this midday with more on that. She's live. Katie?
Marcus, I've been talking to people here in the community all morning who are deeply devastated by the loss of a man who dedicated his life to saving others. I do want to show you what's going on right here on East Washington Street. You can see BCI is still here investigating. They've been going in and out of this house. This house is where police officers say the suspect left, took off running. And these are some of the people who were talking to us about them mourning the loss of an officer.
And there were so many people up around the firehouse that you knew something had happened.
Eddie Durbin woke up to a disturbing phone call. An officer in her small town of around 1,000 had been shot and killed, and the gunman was still on the loose.
But I didn't go out because at that time they had and they didn't know where he was at.
Police officers caught Herschel Jones III, but it's Officer Thomas Cottrell who they can't get back. These are photos friends have shared with me. They say Officer Cottrell always had a smile on his face and a love to share through his laughter and his words.
I mean, shocked. You know, people around here is not used to this kind of stuff. You know, you have your burglaries and stuff like that, but a shooting, nah, we're not used to anything like that.
Jim McFadden and his wife Donna own the pizza shop just down the street from the Danville Police Department. They opened up early to give officers a warm place to stay while investigating the murder of one of their own.
How can somebody be like that? How can they? I mean, I can't even imagine something like that. I mean, I don't even know what to say because I can't imagine anything like that.
A lot of questions this morning as to why someone would do this to a police officer. You're taking a look at a lowered flag at Memorial Park here in Danville. People obviously around this community and really across the country showing their respects for Officer Cottrell, feeling the loss of someone who dedicated their lives again to saving others. Reporting live in Danville, Katie Love, NBC4.
Katie, thank you. And law enforcement from across the state are showing their support today for Officer Cottrell and his family, as well as the rest of the Danville Police Department.
The latest comes from the State Fraternal Order of Police, saying in part, the members of the Fraternal Order of Police of Ohio are heartbroken this morning as we learn about the tragic murder of Officer Thomas Cottrell of the Danville Police Department. His assassination is the latest reminder of how dangerous police work is and how the police are targeted for violence. The 25,000 members of the Fraternal Order of Police of Ohio will never forget that Officer Cottrell in the service of others.
We will, of course, continue to follow this story throughout the day. Look for updates as we get them online and on NBC4i.com, as well as our NBC4 app, plus full reports on the air tonight at 5 and 6.